So, how to deal with loneliness. And this is something that is growing as time passes. A lot of people are feeling alone, or not able to just be with themselves, or even just be in a crowd surrounded, but they still feel alone, stranded in their own world, stranded by their own thoughts and just separate. And, it's growing more and more. It seems like it. And the consequences that can come with it are either devastating or great. It's impactful in one of which ways, And simply put, it's like not being okay with being by yourself, not being there for yourself, as we are always with ourselves, 24/7. And are you okay with being by yourself? Because me personally, I can be by myself for days, weeks probably, and I'll be okay because I have built myself up to be okay with myself. In a sort of way, it's like I am my greatest companion, And that's not to say I don't have no friends, nothing like that, but it's the simple fact that I am okay with being by myself. And I feel like that is what is lacking a lot of the times, where people can't sit there with themselves for however long it may be. They find a way to get distracted, just take their mind or ease their mind off of the loneliness, the feeling they have. And whether it be our phones, social media, relationships, it's all just to distract ourselves. Kind of fill that void of just not being okay with being by ourselves. Because I genuinely think, if used correctly, that time alone, it can greatly benefit us, as we can just come to terms with what we need, what we want, how to achieve it, a sort of way of being productive with it. And, it's one thing is, and one thing is, it's not really just being by yourself. I guess it's not facing the reality, not facing what it is, how our life is, and not being able to face it, because that can be one of the most devastating, soul-crushing things possible. Just sitting there and looking at your life like, as of recently, what have I accomplished? What have I done? And I think that's why people want to escape or just run away from it. The simple fact that they don't want to confront that, There was a saying, I can't remember exactly how it goes. It's like, the demons I know are better than the ones I don't. Because it's like, you know what the problem is. You know what the problem is, and you can fix it. That's something you can confront. You can confront it, you can challenge it, you can test it, But if you don't want to know, or you just frankly don't know, how are you supposed to grow or improve on that, And even so, it's like social media, it is more prominent now than ever. It is here, and it will probably stay like that as it'll just evolve and grow. And it's a blessing and a curse in a way, because in the same way we're able to be connected with everyone, it feels like a lot of people are connected to no one. Everyone is within reach, but no one is truly, connected. And I say this because it's like, we have so much apps, so much things that can help us connect to people. We got Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all these apps, YouTube even, where we can just get to know people. But at the same time, it's like, we feel more disconnected now than ever. We feel more separated. And I think it's because there's a lack of genuine connection, a lack of, authenticity in a way. Because a lot of the things that, kept a relationship going is you two and the connection you have. When in reality nowadays, it's like you can just hop on a thing and it's like, you got so much options, it's like you don't even care no more. It's like, it didn't work out, you keep moving. Or it's like, any little thing that you don't like, you just move on. When in reality, it's like, in every single person, there's gonna be some things that it's like, I might not agree with you, but I'm okay with it. Whether it's thoughts, ideas, habits, activities, things like that. And that's sort of just being accepting of it, for what it is, for what they like and who they are. And I feel like there's that lack of that right now. There's that lack of, care and depth in the connections, because that's not to say you can't create it online. You obviously can. It's been proven, but, and then at the same time, it's like, you see what social media is showing, what it says you should have, that what you should put your value in, when in reality, that's not it. They tell you, for men, I'm speaking for men right now, it's, clothes, cars, money, all these things they tell you that you want to see. Direct or non-direct, you see people have these things, whether it's clout, fame, same thing right there. Cars, money, all this. And in a way, you're kind of expected to have that. And nothing is wrong with having it. Nothing is. But it's the fact that where you place your value in it, you put your value in it. It's like, if you don't have that, you're worth nothing. If you don't have enough money, you're worth nothing. If you don't have the cars, the clothes, the watch, the jewelry, your life is nothing. And that's where it creates the separation, when in reality, the whole place where you put your value is within yourself, not what people present or what people say you should have. It's for who you are, for your own, love, the things you love, your passions, your ideas, your mentality. Because on the other side, for women, it's like, they're they're shown to have this, sort of beauty, or hold to this beauty standard. And it's like, you combine all of that, they need, nothing wrong with makeup or anything like that, wanting to look your best, nothing is wrong with that. But it becomes to a point where it creates insecurities within individuals, within both men and women. And it's like, if I don't have that, my value isn't there, I am not worth anything. And it's like, why should I be worth something? When in reality, it's like, a relationship is, it's what's within a person than what's on the outside. Because sure, they can have all that stuff, but if their personality is rotten or terrible, to say the least, like, you don't want to stick around them. It's draining. Sure, the materialistic things are cool and all, but it's like, on a deeper level, it's almost like it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Because, taking a look at it, a man and his occupation, or the things he has, a woman for her looks, it's superficial. And if you base the relationships you have on that, what do you get? A superficial relationship. But when it's like, a person can like you for who you are, how does it go? A person can like me with their eyes closed, or something like that, in the way where it's like, it's not even what they see, but it's in the qualities of who they are that really just makes it. And that's the thing, you notice with friendships, it wasn't how they looked, how they, what they had. It was just for the connection between both of you. You could laugh, you could joke, you could do everything. You can judge each other and guide each other for what's right and what's wrong, or any sort of thing like that. And that's even deeper than just, the superficial things, to say the least. And again, it all comes back to, what's being shown inadvertently or directly, and the amount of people we have in our own grasp. I think it's also do with the idea of, what was that one thing? It was around the idea of, not analysis paralysis, but it was where you had so much options you couldn't pick one. Or even so, you don't know what it is you want. And, you know, having so many people within our grasp, or being able to talk to, that's a better way to word it, being able to talk to anyone, it almost creates this sort of disconnect. Because it's like back then, you would only have who's within your community or within wherever you are. Now it's like you can talk to someone across the globe, and it's like it really does create a separation. But at the same time, it's a blessing because of that exact reason. You can find a few people who are amazing, and you share qualities that you both like in each other, or ideas and hobbies and things like that that you can just connect with. So I guess that's where the beauty in it comes. The fact you're able to find your own sort of community and just go within it and just have your own fun and, you know, meet people and connect. That's the beauty of it. But then there's the other side, you know. I guess in a way it's a balance. It's a balance. And but a main thing is, you know, going back to how to deal with loneliness. It's like seeing yourself as a companion, because you're with yourself. Always. You're always with yourself 24/7. You are going in your own casket. You're going to sleep with yourself, you know. You wake up. Who's with you? You. And you are always with yourself. You should be your own best companion, your own best friend, your own encourager, motivator, your own judge and critic. And not in a harsh way, because think about it. You would not want to be with yourself if you are constantly bashing yourself, if you are constantly putting yourself down. Why would you want to be with yourself? You wouldn't. The same way if someone was that, you would cut them off. The same way if someone else was doing that same exact thing, you'd cut them off. But the only difference is it's you to yourself. And you are always with yourself. You're always going to be thinking of that. And you really want to be gentle with yourself in that way. You know, gentle encouragement, or, you know, because most likely if you're lonely, you're in pain. So you want to be gentle with yourself. Because what good is it going to be if you're pushing yourself, or you're being hard on yourself in a way where it's like, that's not what you need at the moment. That isn't what you need. You need someone to be gentle, kind, caring, and compassionate. And then when the time comes when you're ready to be hard and on yourself, or you need to, just to kind of be like, hey, there's this whole vision and whole idea, or whoever you're creating yourself as, like, yeah. But at first, just be gentle with yourself. Be the kind of person you'd want to spend time with. You know, what is the qualities you want in people you want in your life? Trust. You want to trust yourself. You want to be truthful, you know? And just look at everything as that. See what are the qualities you want in other people, and be that. You want someone who's trustful or trusting. You know, you want someone who's compassionate, kind, caring, thoughtful, or whatever qualities it may be. You have to become that for yourself first. Because, you know, it's really who would you want to be to yourself. And in that way you can guide yourself. You can guide yourself with ease and just clarity and kindness. Because on the flip side, you're by yourself, but you're hurting yourself. You're putting yourself down. You're telling yourself things that simply aren't right, or simply aren't true, or simply are just hurtful or mean or judgmental. You know, where it makes you seem less than what you are. You wouldn't want to be around that. And which leads to what? Distractions, ways to cope with that sort of mentality. It takes time to change. Who knows how long, but you can change it. You can change it. Just start by being aware, you know. And really just face the reality, you know. Because honestly, even that in itself, telling yourself the truth can be one of the hardest things, especially if you're running away from it. Yeah, but you know it's there. You know it's there. Telling yourself the truth is one of the hardest things for people to do at times. Because the truth can be ugly at times. The truth can be very ugly. Like, for example, it's like just looking at how you treat yourself. It can be very harsh. And that is an ugly truth, but it's something you have to accept. And you can. You just accept it and say, I can change it. And what would it mean to change it? You know, how would I change it? What does it mean to change in a way? And all questions, but the answer is all up to you. What are the qualities you want to be, or how do you want to treat yourself, or you know, it's just questions upon questions, and then you start at finding the answer for them, you know. And this is mainly done by yourself. This is mainly done when you're just by yourself, sitting there contemplating life, free from distractions. And you know, you gotta face that reality. You have to face your own reality. I can't take the challenges for you. You have to do it for yourself. Your friends can't do it for you. It's your life. You have to take accountability and responsibility for it. You quite literally do. And you know, nobody will tell you the truth as much as yourself, because again, you are with yourself. You know the answers, and you know all the questions to ask yourself. Because sure, you can get an outside perspective, but they don't know you in your entirety. They don't know all the things you're facing, the things you're dealing with, the thoughts you're having. You know that. You are with yourself always. So that's just something to confront for yourself. Hold yourself accountable in that way and take the responsibility. You know, be strong in that way. And you know, I guess after a point, it's all on us. It's all on us. It's always been all on us. And after a point, it's like you reach a point where you're not even in that bad place no more, but you still feel attached to it in a way. But again, you aren't in that bad place no more. There's no reason to hold on to it. There's no reason to keep going back or putting yourself back in that mind state. You know, you if you've accepted your mistakes, you've accepted whatever happened, and learned from it, growed from it, or you know, done what you needed to do. There's no reason to keep reminding yourself of the mistakes. There's no reason to keep reminding yourself of the failures if you already learned your lesson, you know. And you'll know if you learned your lesson, because you'll never face that problem again, and you'll probably be confronted by it. You'll probably be confronted by that same challenge or problem, and you'll see the result, and you'll see if you've grown from it, or if you haven't and made that same mistake. You may have to bump your head a few times. That's okay. That's okay. But once you're over that hurdle, don't keep reminding yourself of the mistake in a way where it's like you're just putting yourself in that bad space, that bad mentality, just beating yourself up. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. But on the flip side, you can remind yourself, hey, don't ever do that again, or don't ever put yourself in that situation. And that's perfectly fine, as a form of just realization and just authenticity, or I guess, you know, just awareness. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. And it's like you are constantly making yourself. That's an idea I love. That's an idea I love. You are constantly making yourself, because every day, every second, every moment is your story being written out. The actions you take, the things you think, the things you do, it all creates you and your own story, your own life, your own journey. So you're constantly creating yourself. You are the author of your own story, you know. And you know, being a new you, it takes sacrifice. It takes courage and sacrifice. No one said it was going to be easy, because it's not. It's not. it takes courage. It takes sacrificing in the way of, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable spot to grow, and you may have to get rid of that sense of self that held you back. And essentially it's like getting rid of a part of yourself, but it may be necessary. It may be necessary in order to keep going, to keep moving forward on with your life, because life keeps going. Whether you had a good day or a bad day, life keeps going. But it's just making the most of everything. And it takes sacrifices. You may miss out on a few things. You may miss some opportunities. You may miss gatherings, events to truly get yourself right. And that's okay. It takes courage too, because think of it. Not everyone is going to ask themselves these questions, or not everyone else is going to confront the demons they put away in their closet. And that takes courage. You're facing something that you might have been hiding from. And that in itself is an act of courageousness, And I guess in a way, it builds confidence. Because after all this time, you're okay with yourself. You're your favorite companion. You can sit with yourself forever long you are okay with that. And you can now make whatever decisions you want, no longer held by the expectations of other people, no longer just worried about what people think about you. Because at the end of the day, you're all you got, you're all you need, in the sense that you don't need people in a way. That's not to say you can't have people in your life, but in a way where it's like, I am confident in myself in whatever actions or things I want to do. Your opinion is taken into account, but if I truly want to do it, it's not going to sway me. It's not going to change my direction, as I'm the one choosing my direction. And I guess that's the confidence you have in making your own decisions. But at first it's uncomfortable. Of course it is. It's uncomfortable in the way that you may be judged, you may be criticized, and you're not used to that. You're not used to it. You may not have that thick skin to do what you want to do without, the need or the validation of others. People may say, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because that's not to say they're hating on you, nothing like that. But it may be outside their own vision of what they see for you. It happens. They may not see you doing that. And that's just the vision they have of you. But you are creating yourself. So take with that as you want. You can continue forward doing what you want. And it's not wrong to take people's, criticisms or problems with what you're doing into account, where you use it effectively and create solutions for any of the problems. But again, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because you've never done it before. Think of it as any new idea or any new activity that you've done. It's uncomfortable at first because you're not used to it. But after so long, you do it unconsciously. Think of it as driving or riding a bike. When you first do it, you have to be conscious of every single thing. You have to be aware of every single thing you're doing. For a car, putting the car in drive or in reverse, and the speed you're driving at, or turning the wheel so it turns into the lane right, and all these little things that over time you don't even think about no more. It's all unconscious. It's all just there. You've grown used to it. But and the same thing is like, people's criticisms and things like that, you can't change it. You cannot change it. They have their thoughts and their own ideas, beliefs. You can't change it. The only person you can really change is yourself. You can offer advice, but it's truly up to them to take it. The same as I'm doing now. I'm giving my own thoughts and I'm living my own life, and You know, if something resonates and you see something for the value it is, I mean, of course, take it. And if someone else takes your advice just because they see the value in it, then appreciate that, you know. But again, they are the ones who made that choice to change. You are the one who made the choice to change. Only you can control yourself. Frankly, what it is, you know, you cannot control anyone else. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. You're just gonna be wasting your energy, running into walls and walls, because even on one level, it's like they may not even want to change. And that's okay. That's okay. Because even so, it's like the people we keep around us, are they leeches in a way? Like, are they even the right kind of people to keep in your company? Are they? Because you really have to ask yourself, it's like, are they the kind of people I want to stick around with? Or am I just staying there just because I don't want to be alone? You know? And that's the thing. That's the beauty of social media, or even just going outside and talking to people. Limitless possibilities of finding people who are right for you. But first you have to know what's right for you, you know? But once again, it's like, you have to allow yourself to be okay with being by yourself. Allow yourself to just sit there, be okay with it. You know, whatever happens, happens. And just be okay. Be okay. And it's okay to be not okay right now. You know, it's okay. But just be aware that you can change it. You can be okay with just growing, and just, if you're going through pain right now, it's okay. It's okay. Accept that feeling. Accept that you're hurting. Accept that there's no reason to put it away. There's no reason to hide from it. Accept it for what it is. It hurts. It hurts. And you may be in pain, but that's okay. It'll pass over time. Allow yourself to heal, you know? Allow yourself to become whole again. Don't just stay stuck in there, you know? At some point, you're just gonna have to accept it and be like, yes, it happened. I cannot make it not happen. It happened. It happened. And now how do I move forward? How do I move forward? But again, just dealing with loneliness, you know, how I dealt with it, because I used to feel so lonely. I used to just feel I'd be around people, but it's like, when I was by myself, I wasn't okay with it. There were so many worries, concerns going through my mind, and I couldn't find a solution for it. I couldn't find a way out. And so it was just me sitting there just saying, is this how I want to be? Is this how I want to be? You know, sure, I may be lonely right now, but that was because I didn't like being with myself. I didn't like being by myself. I didn't like my own company, which is a huge part in why I just constantly was on my phone, constantly was distracted, putting up distractions and things that didn't mean much to me, but it kept my mind off of it. It really kept my mind off of the loneliness. And I had to sit there and just say, okay, sure, this is what I'm thinking now, this is what's happening now, but how long do I want to live like this? How long do I want to keep doing this? And in that instance, it's like, you get this feeling that even asking that, is this all that is meant for me? Is what am I here for? You know, that just means something's missing. So in turn, something is out there for you. And it takes a lot of, you know, self-reflection, and just looking at the truth, and looking at yourself, and looking at everything, and just making things happen, experiencing in the present, you know, in multiple levels, you know, whether it's just people in your life, whether it's just things that catch your interest, or just experiencing life as a whole, seeing what gets you angry, seeing what gets you happy, seeing what, motivates you, what makes you feel what, or even what makes you think what. Because it's like you can see something you don't like, completely don't want to be in that space, you don't want to be in that space, but you see something that looks interesting, or you're curious about something, or you like something, dive into it, because that's where my curiosity took me. Look, I'm making videos now. I would have never thought I'd be making videos, never, but here we are, just making videos. And I had to sit alone to be able to do that. I had to sit by myself and ask myself the questions. What actually interests me, And one thing is, like, I guess even just looking at, again, back to the value, what people put their value in. It's all these superficial things that other people tell you need, but in reality, it's cool to have, but it's not what should make you. It's not what should make your entirety of your life worth meaning. Because if you place it on something that can be taken away, you're gonna feel empty without it. Let's say you place your value in being a basketball player. You break your legs. Are you no longer valuable? Do you no longer see yourself as having worth? It goes beyond profession or, anything like that. It goes beyond profession, money, all this thing, looks, for both men and women. It goes beyond that. When even in creating a relationship, whether it's friendship, relationship not being confined to just dating, but I mean just overall, just communication with humans or people or whatever, however you want to say it. When it's like, you see the person for who they are, not for what they have, what they look like. As a deeper sense, it's like, I like you for you, for your own ideas, your creativity and things like that. Not for the things you have, because the things you have can be taken away. And again, we get so lost in the value of things that shouldn't really mean much, that can be taken away, and being controlled by that. And it's sad to see sometimes. It's sad to see that, where people are being led by, seeing people more than just materialistic things, but people as people as their own unique story. A man for more than his profession, a woman for more than just her looks. Just seeing them, what makes them special. And I think that's where you create the deepest connections. It's no longer held by, things that can be taken away. You like a person for things you can't even see. You like a person for things you can't even see. That's what it is. A person can like me with their eyes closed, like that's really what it is. And even so, it applies to yourself. What are the qualities you want to be or have, or the things you want to just do? Because we can all change, we can all grow, but it starts with just being okay with being by yourself. At first, just dealing with that loneliness, being okay with being lonely, being okay with being by yourself, having yourself as the best companion, being able to be with yourself and not feel, burdened by your own existence without, suffering. Because in a way, we all face stress, but it's like, what are you have to choose your stress in a way, because you can stress out over things that can be solved. Everything has a solution, right? But it's like, some people get stressed out for things that have already happened, or mistakes they've already created, and create these loops that constantly keep playing in their head on repeat. And they get so lost in that, and they constantly keep making the same mistakes without trying to improve. They say, I'm unmotivated, but when the solution is just doing something consistently, you may have to remind yourself every single day, set an alarm and push yourself to do it, but be gentle with it. Don't bash yourself for not doing it. Be like, okay, you may have missed out a day, but tomorrow, let's go back at it at 100%. And that's just where I want to leave it off, you know. But I do think there's some more I could speak about, you know. There's definitely more I could talk about. But at the moment, I can't think of anything because this is all off, you know, just what I was thinking, all my thoughts, all the things, you know, just kind of been building up, and it's like I wanted to talk about it. So honestly, if you have anything that is you want to share, I'd greatly appreciate it, because, you know, this is all for us. It's all for you watching right now. That's what it's for. You know, if anything truly resonates with what I say and it means something to you, that's what brings me the most joy and satisfaction with this. Because I being honest, I really don't care about, you know, the number of subscribers, the number of views, the likes. Of course, it's cool seeing that people are actually tuning in and listening to the whole thing or all that, but it's like, I guess it's the impact I want to have that means more. It's the impact and the idea that I can help someone that really means the most to me. But with that being said, I just want to leave it off there. You know, if you got anything to share, please do. You know, I want to create a space where it's like you can share your thoughts and you can be free and open in that, and they can give you genuine feedback. People can give you genuine feedback, whether it's me or other people. You know, not in a place of hate, but in a place of compassion or just honesty. And with that being said, you know, love you forever and always. You know, dreamers turning dreams into reality. See ya.